How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Today, we are taking a look at my first ever Operation Monster Force DECLAN van. So, let's look at the packaging. So, here front is a prototype of the figure with the logo, of course. Here's the one side. It says number one, where it's Big Bad Workshop, bigbadtoystore.com, etc. And here's the back. Of course, here's the character, Declan. Forgotten King has returned. Here are all the other figures in the wave. I'm going to bring this up close so you can pause here if you wish to read this. I'm not going to read through all of it because it is a lot of reading to go through. But I will let you all the opportunity to pause it if you wish. Of course, it says on the other side, there it says Fresh Monkey Fiction logo. But let's open up the packaging and see what we got. Use both hands. So here we see the figure in the window. And of course, on the opposite side, we have a little comic, which is very nice. It tells the story of this version of Declan Van, tells the story about him, a small story. I know that every figure comes with these little comics, which is very nice, but that's beside the point. Let's get this guy cracked open and see what he's all about. For the accessories, this guy is absolutely loaded. Not only do we have the figure, but we got alternate hands, both gloved, and skin tone hands. He's got his crossbow, his rifle. Inside the little bag with the skin tone hands is extra armor pieces so you can change it out. You've got your blast effects for your guns and weapons. And he also comes with his own figure stand. So really a good chunk of stuff to have. For the details and the sculpt and paint of the figure, let's take a look at it. This head sculpt to start is very well done, very nice, or crafted. I like how the eyes and the scar is done, very nice. The shading, the grizzled look around his mouth and cheeks and everything is very nicely done. I know if you look at the prototype on the box, it looks completely different from this, but it makes sense. Of course, there's gray on both sides of his hair to give him that older look. For the torso, the arms, and ab section, this is all a textured sort of plastic. This is different kind of texture compared to this, but it's not that bad. There are a lot of tattoos on this guy's wrist here. If my camera will focus, I apologize. It wants to be funny, but you can see all the tattoos if you can on the figure. The skull right there looks really cool. All these designs, very well done. From the belt down, it's all a green plastic with different paint job. With a different paint job, of course, everything's colored and painted, very well done. Pants are also painted very nicely. The sculpt work and detail in there as well. It feels like close to the same material as they used for the ab section right here. So that's very nice. Down here, of course, you got the boots. Very good movement. I will fair warn you that once you open up a figure like this, you are going to expect some tight joints. So you probably need to heat up your figure. There it goes. And because they're supposed to be drop down hips, which you can see mine is stuck, he's got the little rocker right here of hips. So he moves like that. And to me, I've never liked it drop down hips because what's the point? That's just another joint right there risking like this getting loose to where I have to put oil or something in it to tighten it up again. I shouldn't have to go through with that. Yeah, it gets more points of range of articulation, but at what cost? You know what I mean? There are just some figures that need it and some that don't. That's just my opinion. But overall, aesthetically, he looks really good, really well done. I don't have any issues paint wise, but articulation and joint wise, I do. Even this butterfly joint right here is loose. Like you can see how easily that is. It's not taking much. And then you look at this one. Like this one's a bit more loose compared to this one. I'll just say that. But having looked at the figure, let's get into some comparisons. So here we have him alongside the Valiverse version 2 Sergeant Slaughter and the Hasbro G.I. Joe classified retro carded Duke. Looking at everything there is to look at, what is my final thoughts on this figure? Well, we see where they started in terms of the sculpt, the paintwork, and the accessories that he comes with. We know the more recent wave of figures comes with a whole lot more, and other figures in the line does as well compared to this guy. But again, there are other variants of Declan Van that they have released that you can get, pre-order, and buy. But this was just their very first figure, the one to start it all. So I kind of understand with the least amount of accessories, because again, this was their first figure, so they were just starting out. The articulation being loose at spots where it is, I think that's just a bad copy on my end. I don't think anybody else had that issue. Let me know down below if you have. But overall, for what he is, he's a great figure. I will say my one nitpick with the line in general, I don't think these should be $40 a piece. I think $30 is a much reasonable price point. But again, that's just my opinion. Anyway, I'd like to hear y'all's opinion down in the comment section below. Are you picking this guy up? Did you get this guy? Are you passing the line? Are you collecting him? Let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, everyone, take care.
Plastic Man, the one, the original Elastic Man. Always in great shape for the shape he's in, the fantastic Plastic Man.
You like it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.